The new Range Rover Evoque has all the desirability, luxury and go anywhere capability that you'd expect from a Range Rover. And if you want to find out more about that, you're going to have to watch part 1 of our video, because now in part 2 I want to explain why in some other ways it's not really like a Range Rover at all.
So let's start with handling. Range Rovers aren't exactly known for their on-road agility, and to prove this I'm going to do a simple slalom test.
Okay, here we go. Whoa! Oh God, it's like driving a big jelly, and it's just like the steering doesn't really work. Well, that wasn't very impressive.
The Range Rover was clearly handicapped by its 2.5 ton bulk. Let's see if the 1700 kilo Evoque fares any better.
After the other car, the thing you notice about the Evoque is that unlike with a Range Rover where you sit on it, you kind of sit more in this, it kind of wraps round you. It's almost like a sports car that's on a mechanic's ramp. In fact, being a Land Rover, it's probably going to visit a mechanic's ramp at some point. Anyway, let's get on with this slalom test. Wow, this is much sharper. Can go a lot quicker. Whoa!
Stiffer suspension and less weight means the Evoque handles like a normal car, not a Range Rover. And then there's the costs.
The normal Range Rover starts up, whereas the Evoque starts up. That's a huge difference.
Of course, if you want stuff like a panoramic glass roof and Land Rover's clever dual-view TV screen, the price will soon shoot up. Indeed, the range-topping Evoque Coupe Desire Luxe with the 240 horsepower 2-litre turbo petrol will set you back £45,000, which is quite a lot. However, it's still almost half the price of a Range Rover Autobiography. It's a similar story with the running costs too.
I've been driving this V8 supercharged Range Rover around now for about 15 minutes, averaging 50 miles an hour. I'm just going to pull over and see what my MPG is. Have a quick look see here. 16.2. It's not very good, is it? Let's see what the Evoque does.
As with the big Range Rover, I'm going to drive up and down the airfield at 50 miles an hour for a quarter of an hour. Admittedly, this test is enough to send you to sleep, but please bear with me, because while it may be dull, it is rather important.
Oh, thank God, that's 15 minutes up. I'm just going to pull over, see what I did. Now, the trip's saying 30.4 miles per gallon, which, while not exactly brilliant, is still a lot better than the Range Rover did. And to be fair, this is the least economical turbo petrol model. You can actually get a 2-wheel drive diesel Evoque, which will return 57 miles per gallon. Now, that's not very Range Rover, is it?
And that brings us on to the final way the Evoque isn't like a normal Range Rover. Size. Parking a vehicle this large can be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, I think I've possibly, have I got room? Is that a bad sound, that beeping? I've got another inch maybe? Another inch? Another inch? Another. Ooh. I've got a camera, I can see maybe a bit more. That's not really parked, is it?
But can the Evoque fit in the gap? With a footprint almost identical to a Ford Focus, the Evoque is much more manageable than a normal Range Rover.
Don't worry though, it's not too small. There's still enough room for 3 adult bodies in the back seats.
And should you have the need, there's even space for another body in the boot. Don't ask. Seriously though, what have we learned from all of this?
Overall, the Evoque has all the upsides of a Range Rover, but without any of the downsides. And so you could say it's nigh on perfect. Do you know what? I think that it is.